That's what he said with Cedric D. Sanders.
100% real, raw, and uncut. Deadass.
Hello, my name is Cedric, and along with my beautiful wife, Connie, we'll be hosting my brand new podcast. That's what I said. I'm a retired Navy veteran that suffers from PTSD and anxiety, and we'll discuss how I cope with the mental illness through comedy and discussion. It's a podcast that will talk about everything from cryptocurrency to comedy. If we're worrying about the dollar going up and down, up and down, up and down, and it's still a dollar, guess what? The value of that means absolutely nothing. Cryptocurrency in itself is the future of money. From spirituality to cannabis. To have cannabis on the Schedule 1 list is bullshit. I'm sorry, it is. It makes absolutely no sense. If it's a seed that can be planted and it has healing properties in it, why the hell is it in Schedule 1? Last time I checked, cocaine don't have healing property in it. From interracial relationships, I don't have a problem with people talking about interracial relationships. People try to talk bad about my interracial relationship just to think that they can get under my skin. I mean, really, it don't bother me. I mean, let's not make, call a spade a spade. But if you have a problem with someone that's in love, it shouldn't matter the race of the person. It's mental illness in our community. The problem is people want to put labels on it. Everybody wants to put color on everything. And as soon as you put color on it, it gets treated differently. The money gets treated funny. Because if it's dealing with Asians, guess what? It's going to take a longer process unless those leaders step up and get into the president's face or U.S. leaders' face and say, this is a problem in our community. Not leaving one topic unturned. If you want to hear real, authentic conversation, interviews, and comedy, please take time to listen to That's What I Said, because I said what I said.
Giving you 100% authentic, real, raw, unapologetic truth with no filter. Listen to That's What I Said. Available on your favorite podcast platform.
Y'all know what time it is. Turn up. That's what I said.
Welcome to another episode of That's What I Said with your host, Cedric Sanders. Giving you 100% authentic, real, raw, unapologetic truth with no filter. The broadcast starts now.
What's good, y'all? It's Thursday. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know what time it is. We sitting off in the cut on Thursday evening. That's What I Said podcast. I am Cedric. My co-host Connie sitting over there in the chair. What's good?
What's good? What's good? What's good, everybody? Thanks for tapping in and tuning in and joining us on this fantastic Thursday evening.
Yeah, it's Thursday. Toward the end of the week. And damn, we lose another hour of sleep. I swear I am not trying to rhyme, but damn, something is going on tonight. Man, we got to set our clocks up. That losing an hour of sleep.
Already. It seems like we just gained an hour.
I don't think winter ever just really happened here.
Nah, it really didn't.
It was more of like,
it skimmed past.
it was disrespectful. It was just cold. It was like disrespectful, and it did just kind of leap over us, and it was just like, nope, we ain't doing that shit here.
Not this year.
It was just cold. I mean, it was like warm on days that it shouldn't have been warm.
Yeah.
But it's just
and it
weird.
always seems to be the weekend when that shit is like absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Cold, wet, just ugh.
We haven't had no snow all winter.
None.
Like not even like a flurry. There were like, I think 3 occasions where we were supposed to like just get a dusting, and that shit was rain.
Yeah.
So I'm born in December, so it's like
At least
something
see
deep.
Something.
I mean, something deep down inside, being a December baby, you want to see some snow. You want to experience some snow. when it gets cold. But when you don't, it's like the biggest letdown ever. It's like you go get a massage and everybody tells you this spot is the best place to get a massage. And you have the best experience until the massage. And the massage is all the way trash. Like you thought somebody was taking your pulse and trying to put an IV in.
At the same time?
At the same damn time. And you have never in your life had a Charlie horse in your forearm. And for whatever reason, you cannot put your arm back down. Because every time you try to stretch that shit out, you get a Charlie horse in it. It's like, what the fuck did they do to me in this chair? Damn. Said, get undressed and get comfortable. For what? For you to rape me? My forearm is just completely destroyed.
I'm done. Oh my goodness.
I don't know. Anyway, happy Thursday, y'all. I hope everybody's enjoying their Thursday. Listen to That's What I Said, the podcast live and direct on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And of course, at the end of this podcast, if you didn't catch it live on Spreaker.com and download the app, you'll be able to listen to me live. But I'm not going to be pushing that. I'm not going to be doing advertisements for the platforms that I do the podcast because they don't sponsor me. So I have gotten to the point where I'm not going to, and it's not even a recognition kind of thing. It's more so of I am not going to give energy where it does not need to be given. I've had a great 3 years, and this platform has treated me great. I just want to not go there when it comes to this situation, because right now it's a internal situation, and I'm gonna be transparent. Some of this breakdown of self-investment is kind of me telling you what I'm experiencing, and this is why this is important for everybody to, take a part in. Self-investment is man, to be honest with you, I don't think people even have this conversation.
No, I don't think I've ever heard any radio talk show, anything talk about how important it is for self-investment. Now,
they may have it in conversation, and they may bring it up you should be more, into self. You need to be, more about self-investment or taking care of you and blah, blah, blah. But nobody asks, what does that entail? When someone hears that, you can observe the room, and it's, because I always observe the room, even if it's virtual. If nobody's saying nothing in the comments other than you speaking the truth, they don't know what the fuck you talking about.
Well,
I'm just being real. I'm being honest. Some people don't even know what self-investment is. People think they know what it is when someone else says it, but it's an acknowledgement that you can comprehend what someone is saying.
Right.
That doesn't mean you know the steps to get involved to do the said comment.
Right.
That just means you acknowledge the conversation. Well, this is where I have a problem. A lot of times we acknowledge conversation, but we're not acknowledging the knowledge within the conversation. You have to acknowledge the knowledge within the conversation because it's there for a reason. It's not there to be said. It's there to be opened. Anytime someone says something that I clearly comprehend, but then deep down inside, I'm like, how are we going to get to, what's the solution? What's the end game? What is his definition of what this self-investment is? Because by him saying that, I acknowledge, I understand where he's coming from. But what would one do to guide themselves, oh Mr. Miyagi, to wax on and wax off that ass when it comes to self-investment? Let's be real. I mean, we have to be more, I think, intentional when it comes to these conversations that people have. And I'm not telling you should check people on their bullshit, because there's a lot of great conversation going on, regardless if it's a live video on social media or if it's a podcast, a television show, whatever the case may be. If you can ask the question by being a part of a conversation, those are the conversations that you want to be able to pay attention to and really, get engaged with. As I sip my water, I say that in the most pettiest and assholish way as I can say it. Because some of us pay attention to people that nothing that they say can be verified, because they are the verification. That to me is bullshit. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm saying this because this all ties into my topic tonight, y'all. I'm not trying to be an asshole or trying to be funny or, cause some rifts in the fabric. What I'm saying is that some people that we listen to have a very contagious way of feeding their audience. And people gravitate to that because they may like the delivery. They may like how he guides people, how he's available, quote unquote, to the audience. Because some people make themselves available based off of your subscription that you pay. And even within that availability, that person still is not available. They may be available to provide what they say they were going to provide in their subscription, but are they really available? See, we need to stop following people that gain deeper, they demand a deeper amount of people to surround their bullshit. Now, some people have a great following because, not just because of their knowledge and their delivery, it's what's been proven. If I say I'm real and I want to pull up and do a podcast where we can interact and conversate and possibly build on something, I'm for it. But guess what? There's a conversation that needs to happen way before that event happens.
Right.
That's how I operate. We may vibe with each other and be like, yeah, bro, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay, I'm all good with that. What I am saying also is that there's got to be follow-on conversation with just me and you. Because we have to build from something to go to get that.
To actually have that live podcast.
Because when you have that live conversation, that conversation needs not only to just be authentic, but you already know how you can vibe with this person. You can set them off on a 20-minute tangent.
Right.
On something uplifting that's going to get the crowd activated, because you know you could do that for that person and set them up that way. But I also think that there's a lot of conversations that we're not having because we can't communicate with the people that we may be fans of, or whatever the case may be, and how you see this person and follow them and everything else. But are they available? And people were like, well, that's kind of intrusive, or it kind of, pushes people away from the aspect of, how you should build or how you should be able to follow someone to learn something brand new, because that's what this subtopic is within day 3 or part 3 of your best investment is self. Learning something new or getting a new skill, I think it's paramount. I think it's one of those top things that in progress of going from one step to another, that's where you should go.
Yeah, because you have to challenge yourself. If you want to move up to the next level, you have to challenge yourself to get there. And by doing so, there's other things that you need to do, education, whatever, just to be able to get there.
Right. And I think people don't humble themselves in the right spots. They can humble themselves, but for the wrong people. Some humbling is required. And people say, oh, that's kiss ass and everything. And really, it's not. Because that good old saying, your day will come.
Right.
Patience have to be like on fleek, like on point. Because you have to make sure, and I say this is, y'all can write this down if y'all want to. I told my wife this, because I learned it from someone when I was in a position of leadership. Write everything down. Document everything. What I mean is if there's a little pocket notebook that you can carry next to your wallet, you need to have one. And I'm going to tell you why. There's one thing that was created that I benefited more than I took advantage of. And I say it like that because most people take advantage of this instead of benefiting from it. When email was created, I benefited. I so benefited from email. No, this is no bullshit to the Hillary Clinton shit. We ain't gonna talk about that. I'm not talking about those kind of emails. Let me sip my water. But email was the best invention that was created that I benefited from. I never took advantage of it. I benefited from it. To take advantage of what benefits you, you have to first go through the tiny little step of not knowing. Because when you don't know, you figure a way out of how it can benefit you the way you want it to benefit you. That's taking advantage of a benefit.
Yeah.
So a lot of people that took that direction, I benefited from it. Because in order to do a job and be effective at the job you have to know what you're doing first off.
Right.
When I was in the military, I was lucky enough to have some great leadership. And one of the things that they told me, and this is when I was like on my first ship, make sure you know everybody's job and you can do everybody's job. And I was like, okay, but why is that important? Because when you become that leader in that office, you can lead by example. because you've done that. And that stuck with me. Like stuck, like stucco stuck on me. I'm not bullshitting. But that's kind of how I progressed, and me benefiting was keeping those conversations, document them in a Word document, and send them to my email. Still maintain the document for as long as I can, but at some point it's hoarding. I mean, so
I mean, damn.
so I got to this place in my life where I understood organization, but I also understood documentation. So being organized and documenting is key. Because when you document certain things, people think documentation is strictly, writing it down or typing it and sending an email or whatever. But really, it's what you observe. That's going to stick in your mind a whole lot different when you write it down and have observed it. Oh, you can write a book. And people didn't realize that you could write a book. Hell, you didn't even realize you can write a book. But then you get better at explaining it and putting it in shorthand because you know what you're going to say in that moment. So you can just shorthand it.
Yeah, you can put just a couple of words down and know exactly the conversation that you're going to have.
Let me step into my roots. Baby. When let me go back into my roots. Baby. When I started doing that shit right there, like, I'm not even playing. When I started to do that, it allowed me to be a better leader because I wasn't documenting what I could take advantage of. I was documenting my benefit. Because something that you have to realize when you go into this next step and you learn a new skill, some of those skills you learn are just through conversation.
Right.
Sometimes observation as well.
Right. Those are those like little nuanced things.
I mean, there's a baby born. What did I see? It was 10 babies born every 10 seconds. Or no, every second there's 10 babies born.
I don't know.
I saw that. I'm sorry. The memory.
No, you're good.
If someone knew that, and you just like, okay, yo Googling ass. This is how we are today. Yo Googling ass. But how is someone having this conversation and being able to spit that out without knowing it?
Right.
Because we're in a nature now where we can Google everything.
Sure can. My goodness.
You Google that shit, you be like, damn, it is about right. It's hit 10, 12, something like that. Damn. He wasn't off by much.
Right.
I'll give him that. But see, we can't just have that knowledge through conversation, combination of experience, allowing you to be your own set of examples that you learn from, that you benefited from learning from, and then you teach that to your junior people so that they can benefit from it. And now your one has turned into 4 or 5, and now that 5 turns into, you could do the math, 25, and then carry on. So to me, being able to sit down and learn something and be ready to receive that knowledge, be able to be humble enough to understand that you're going to be learning something new, and this is possibly, the best opportunity for you to just be able to flourish and not just sit in your comfort zone.
Right.
You have to you got to take yourself out of the equation sometimes when it comes to, I don't really want to do that. Now, why don't you really want to do that? It could be several reasons why, but look at those reasons why and observe them to make sure that they are truly your reasons why. Because you may have heard from someone else to not do that when at first you wanted to do that.
Yeah, but that one person.
But that one person, yes, that one person that you had some trust in deflected your thought of ever doing that. So why don't you look up, do research, and talk to further people to see if it's a good idea? It may be a good idea. It may have just been difficult for someone to really take the time to do it.
Right.
So when someone can't take the time to do it, what they going to do? They're going to shit on it.
Absolutely.
Most people, that's what most people do. Not everybody, but most people that we come in contact with, they shit on it. Mm-hmm. Man, you got to invest too much time in that shit, man. I ain't got time for that. That's exactly how the conversation go.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, it may be good. I don't know. I figured, it was going to take too much time and.
Or I'm going to hit the easy button. Ding, ding.
It wasn't even just hitting the easy. Well, yeah, but I don't think it was necessarily hitting the easy button. I think it was just, I'm not going to go in this direction because I don't see a benefit for me because of how much time it's going to take for me to even get this qualification or this certification or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you deal with someone that's bitter because they know that other people have been through that, whatever it is that you're, going to learn or be, that you have a passion for. It's hard going into those conversations because that person is always going to have something, not necessarily negative to say, but something that's going to be like, why? Accountability. Like, why? But that's why I said, is your no a truly your no, or is it just a no from experience or a conversation? Those are differences. You know what I'm saying? If it's through experience, then okay. If it's through conversation that hasn't been verified, then that's not okay. Verify everything.
Trust but verify.
Trust but verify. Absolutely.
That's one key statement I think I learned, after getting out of boot camp.
Yeah. You can trust that shit, but did you verify it?
Trust but verify.
Like, you can have the biggest trust with somebody in your life right now. And you know that if you took the time or take the time to go learn something new, that this person not only will have your back, but this person didn't steer you wrong and told you this, I would go in this direction because so and so and so and so. Mm-hmm. Did you verify it? Did you verify it? Did you just look at it? Did you even just go check it out?
Right.
And then some people might get upset and be like, oh, so now you just looking behind my back? You didn't believe what I said? Bro, it's not you. It's me. I believe you, but I still want to check and do my due diligence because that's who I am. Because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't even be checking into this shit.
Facts.
But because of you, I'm looking deeper into it. Because see, why put your energy into some shit that you really don't even want to do? Goes back to that conversation of the same people that you should not talk to that have something negative to say about something. And then you find out later that they had every opportunity to do it, but too much time. So don't make excuses for opportunities that other people deem not, accomplishable. You can do anything.
Right.
You can fall out your chair. Mm-hmm. Even if you know that chair is strong, you can purposely sit in that chair to where you can fall your ass out of it. I'm just saying. There was a quote that if you read books or if you pay attention to certain people, you gain a little bit of knowledge and you can understand their mindset. Being successful at improving your own self-investment is listening to everyone's mindset, not just a certain group of people, a complete group of people. Don't just look at one set of people. Look at the complete group. What I mean by that is that you don't want to look at millionaires, or better yet, you don't want to look at successful millionaires. You want to look at all millionaires. And the reason why you want to look at all of them is because some people you're gonna categorize as, great investment, became millionaire, inherited millions, grew millions, developed millions, multiplied to millions. All these different millionaires happen in different recourses of their life. How are you going to learn from them?
Right.
You're not. So you got to broaden the spectrum. But see, benefits and trust but verify. Not saying you got to nerd it out and say, oh man, he tripping. He talking about you got to know all the millionaires. No, you got to know the ones that's been successful, because you don't want the ones that were millionaires. And I stress the word were. Because there's people out there that have lost millions, have gained millions and lost millions and never gained them back.
Right.
But self-improvement or self-investment is not just all about money. It's like you have to really dig deep when it comes to this is not working, this is not working, this is not working. Okay, so what do you think is going to work? Stop looking for the hurry up and buy mentality when it comes to learning something new.
Yeah, there's not always a quick fix.
There's not a quick fix. This is not, the get rich quick scheme. This is the get there and mature scheme. Get there and mature. Because in order to get there, you have to mature. You have to grow up. You have to admit certain flaws, certain things that you're doing to yourself to prevent you from growing. And that mentality may have affected other people. How do you fix that shit? Just saying. You can take ownership of the select things that you want to take ownership of, or are you going to take ownership of the complete circle?
There we go.
Of saying, oh, I got to really take advantage of what I'm not doing and what I am doing. Appreciate the like, Mario. I appreciate you. I think for a long period of my life was not accepting that. And that's what was hard for me, not necessarily just for being successful or to
there we go.
Do something that is like going to not affect the progress of certain things. Thanks for the like, I appreciate it. But it made me realize that I can't just be selfish. I was being selfish because I didn't want to learn something new. I felt I was too old to learn something new. What am I going to benefit from learning something new? It's stupid.
A lot of people have that mentality, though.
Yeah.
As they've gotten older or whatever, they're like, where's the benefit in learning something new when I was taught how to do X, Y, and Z when I was growing up?
Well, it's not even just about growing up. It's just like whatever career path you take in. Like me, I went in the military. Mm-hmm. There's people that's looking at this live right now that I served in the military with.
Right.
And it was like, you do something that you eventually end up liking because of its, different, diversity of people. Mm-hmm. And plus you're doing something that you like, but not to mention you have a lifelong relationship with these people
Right, exactly.
And they see you multiply your, not just your personality, but your knowledge and things like that. And it's like, damn, what are you doing now, bro? Mm-hmm. I hear the conversations and you know, this is great. It's like you can appreciate the growth in people. Not even just the fact that you missed out in that growth or didn't benefit in how they grew. It's like you can't even appreciate the growth and what people doing and how they're doing and what they're doing to get there. And then even when they're struggling, you're still there.
Right, exactly.
So it's like I learned that in the military. Loyalty. People try to get in my, you know, in they bag when all they hear from me is loyalty. I was like, you know what? I could probably teach a class on loyalty just based off my military experience. I mean, let's be real. Let's be real. Our life experiences is how we experience them. And you can't learn something new if you haven't valued the experiences you've gone through. Why the fuck am I keep rhyming tonight? This is silly. That's like the third or fourth time I've rhymed.
I got nothing.
It's a distraction, god dang it. It's
nothing.
a distraction. I just realized that going into this conversation and talking about learning something new, I didn't even realize this until just now, just this thought. Do we even realize I'm saying this, I can't believe I'm saying it out loud. Do you ever realize, and this is a question for my wife, so I mean, bear with me. Do you ever realize that the people that you put yourself around, whether it's at work, home, whatever, you should know the people that take the time to say what they're going to say, mean what they're going to say. And if someone questions what is being said, that person is ready, fired, locked and loaded. Like they not practicing. It's all off the dome. It's like freestyle rap.
Yeah.
If you can't have those people in your life, stop fucking with people. I'm serious. This is the biggest distraction why people never get out of that first, second level of self-investment. They got too much bullshit in their life around them. It's too many people that's around them. That's distractions. It's like you can't have your glory because theirs is bigger than yours. Or they always going through something and you're the only person that listens. But now they know that you listen. They start asking for shit. Wait a minute. How the fuck did this listening shit start turning into an ask? You needed me to listen. This math is not mathing right now. This English is not Englishing right now. Communication begins at listening. I started listening and it turned into a question. What in the entire hell is going on here? What are people doing? They mass producing Cash App. As I sip my water. People have found, collective ways. I'm putting it like this. If you got people on your friends list that are really like that, you should help pay for their education so they can become a sales manager. I'm just being straight up trying to be helpful. Y'all should do like GoFundMe's to send this fool to college so they could be a sales manager. Because if they can cold call somebody and they could just cold call you on Instagram or Facebook all because of like a couple videos you did or a couple videos they did, and they get comfortable enough where they just want to cold call your ass, and it not even just be about asking. It's this is what I'm going through. It's send me through the R&B slow jams, the quiet storm, when they playing the love making music, getting my parents' music. They start going down that low. You know what I'm talking about? It's like the shit that you didn't ask for. It's like, yo, I mean, bro, I really don't know you, and I'm tripping right now. I'm sorry you're going through that shit.
I mean, we're cool and all, but damn.
Yeah. And then the fucking next message, hey, you got $20 I can borrow. Ain't this a bitch?
Wow.
What? Where did that come from?
Yeah.
It first went from listening to my concern for you to what? Nope. Not talking shit about y'all. It's comedy to me. But seriously, y'all got to be aware of people like that. Because if you accept people in your life, that means you accept that behavior, or you accept not the behavior, accept the person and the behavior that they're doing. Because you have to know what it is and even accept it into your life. Because people are like, well, that's like, you're manipulating. I was like, how is that manipulating? I'm controlling what the fuck I want in my life.
You've established a boundary.
If you see,
You have established
hey,
a boundary.
I'm glad you said it.
Hey, I'm just saying.
You established a boundary that is effective for you
Yep.
and
And
okay for you.
Don't cross that threshold. Now.
And it's like that person will never cross that. They know that. They know. Because you have to be
ride
really
the line, though.
I mean, no, that
Some
you don't.
folks
Then
don't
those
ride the
okay,
line.
but those people are not in my life. I don't deal with that riding the line shit. Okay, this is okay. Look, this is not Lifetime or what's the other show that has the damn prison shows that come on? Fox. This is none of that shit. Okay, this is not televised. This is real life conversation.
Yeah.
I accept people for who they are. I don't have to accept their bullshit. See, some of y'all accept people's bullshit, and that's the reason why people can't end conversations the way they need to, because you forever saying, uh-huh. See, there's two words that we learn when we're kids, and somehow when we get older, we forget one of these damn words. That one word is no. The problem is everybody thinks no is negative. It's a question. What are you expecting a yes answer from when you know that there's two answers that's possible? Maybe it's not an answer. Maybe is let me think about this shit first. That's all maybe is. Maybe is the stall moment when your car ain't got enough oil in the engine and your shit stall out because you ain't even put a half a tank of gas in your car and you done drove 60 miles and your shit's on E because you got a sports car that's got only 10 miles to the gallon on it because you a dumbass and not paying attention to the gas needle, and now your shit stalls. That's all maybe is a stall.
I think a lot of people see no as a negative because as a kid growing up, that no, the way it was said to you, was in a negative connotation.
But what did I say?
Yes.
I said it's how you receive the no. No, let me say this. They might make a reel out of this shit. I don't know. Let me sip my water before I say it. No is a different meaning when it's said differently. Okay? Mm-hmm. Follow me when I say my no's, and then, you can. No. Nope. No. No. Nope. Okay. That's just a few. When you put a word in front of no, sometimes that will detail the no even further. Examples are nope. Oh, no. Fuck no. Hell no.
I was waiting on that one. Hell no.
You mean no?
No.
No. So, no is not always bad. Sometimes you have to follow no up with an explanation as to why you're saying no. And that, to me, you should not have to explain your no. But for some people, you actually have to explain why it's a no. Sometimes people don't want that hard lesson of being able to get out of a situation or get into a better situation because they're afraid of no. Or they're always hearing no and expect a yes because nobody sees the hard work they're doing. They want to talk about it. I'm not your supervisor. Your hard work is in the observation of somebody else, bro. I get it, but don't come in my inbox like I'm Bank of America. My ATM machine is fucked up. I mean, I'm trying to teach people and get people in a better wheelhouse so they can be their own bank. I want people to mentally be available for themselves, regardless of what you're dealing with. You have to accept what you can control, and you have to accept certain things that you can't control. It's a balance. That's all this life is balance. No, I'm not saying you can't balance a fart in a pillow and, fart in your one hand and fart in the pillow in the other hand, and you push both of them to your face. One of those motherfucking eyes, you're going to get pink eye. At least in one of them.
Oh, my God. That's disgusting.
At least in one of your eyes, okay? So this is the chances that you're taking. Do you want pink eye?
That's a no for me, dog.
Or do you just want to just let that shit roll through your fingers and it was a fart until it dissipated in the wind? Or one that's stuck in the goddamn pillow that's fermenting the feathers, and as soon as you put it to your face, you inhale and your eye is open, and now you got conjunctivitis. Or whatever the fuck they call it, pink eye.
Conjunctivitis.
Conjunctivitis. Sorry, I screwed that up. Conjunctivitis. I knew that. Don't judge me. Public school education. I'm proud of it. So,
Damn.
what? I didn't learn about conjunctivitis until this is funny. My first duty station was a hospital.
You didn't know that the real word for pink eye was conjunctivitis until then.
Yeah, dead ass.
I think we learned it in one of our health classes or some shit. I don't know.
I had health, and I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
I only paid attention one time.
Yep.
Let that be twice. Sexual education.
Yep. Of course.
Man, when you are going through junior high school and you get health as an elective, you need to take advantage of that. And you need not be, as a parent, scared for your kids to not want them to have that. And everybody's like, I can teach my kid everything. Oh, really? Because that's why you got that big ass knot in the back of your neck, right? And you ain't went to the doctor to get that shit fixed. but you mad because the school is teaching them. Man, let that school do what it's gonna do. It's the reason why you got a board of education. You can see the curriculum before they fucking get the class, before they even go to the class. Don't get it twisted. There's things out there provided for you that people don't want to tell you, and that's what this podcast is about. Telling you, there's a lot of things that you, as a human being, let's not even say American, because you got certain people out there that want to judge you and tell you you're not American. You won't burn here. My foot was, and it'll be in your ass if you don't shut the fuck up. But anywho, learn something new, y'all. Take the opportunity to learn something new, and then get interested in something again. You may learn something and just within learning something new that you really like, and then you just transform that into your own catchy way of talking about it. Now, guess what? You got a podcast. Because now people want to hear your expert opinion about something. They want to hear what may affect the rise and fall of this coin, or I don't like this stock and blah, 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 but you say it's a good investment. Could you tell me why? It's like, you're that dude now, or you're that girl now. Or it could be just the fact that you wanted to be a artist, a better artist, and you just stop paying attention to it, and now you just have the patience for it, and now everything just free flows for you, and you just like, dang, I love this, and people love it too.
Right.
Just do something. Do something that you want to do, because that's what you want to do.
Right.
And just make it yours. Don't copy off of anybody else's. Get influenced by everybody around you, but get influenced by those that have taken those steps to try to do it. And now you can do the same thing and take your own steps and be creative. It's not going to be easy, but you got to motivate yourself to not give up. Because when you try something new, it ain't time to give up, because you already know what happens, because either you have done it or you have gave up on something that you know you shouldn't have gave up on. But now you're not interested in it because you gave up on it. And even if you learn something new about it, you're not going to be engaged in it. So take away all that stuff and create a brand new for you. If that means going back to that because you were so interested in it, then go back to that. But remember why you lost interest and never go back there again. Promise yourself that. I hope this benefited y'all. That's what I said in the podcast. Anything for him before we get up out of here, babe?
The only thing I have is my little empowerment quote for the end of the week and upcoming next week is hold the vision and trust the process.
All right.
Livingprettyhappy.com. Thank you for the quote. Mm-hmm. And the other thing is enjoy your weekend. Do something to challenge yourself or challenge your mind. Like said, do something for yourself. And if it's going back to what you had interest in before, or what you had passion in, give it a go again and see if the passion is still there. Never know what you may find in it. Peace and love.
Well, I have a quote that I'm going to play. It's from a movie. I can't think of the name of it at this point because it's a not really old movie, but it's just a movie that I've watched a couple of times, and I only watch it because of this line, because he said this line, and it's been like, damn, And I need to watch the movie because every time I try to watch it, I see the part and then I don't know. And it's not like I go just to this part. I don't watch the part. I watch nothing else.
That's fucked up.
I'm being honest. So I'm going to play this and then we're going to get up out of here. So hold up.
The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist.
So I played that because I think some of y'all need some perspective. Or I should say a perspective. Yeah, you know what I mean. You need a perspective of validity. You have to be able to acknowledge change. If it needs to happen or it has happened, how can you multiply that into a bigger happening? What I mean by that is that if life is good for you and things are flowing the way they need to flow, but you just hit a kink in the road or whatever, be motivated in that. Be motivated in that. But don't give people the same you. And what I mean by that is really look at yourself and say, I'm comfortable with who I am. But I need to be more confident because I can't keep this failing thing, or I can't keep just dropping down and doing this. I need a new me. You start doing all the things that you need to do for you and be the new you. Whatever that may be for you. Have enough confidence that you say you want to eat better to eat better. Oh, I need to take more walks, blah, blah, blah. Stop talking about it and be about it. Be the change that nobody has ever experienced before or want to, because they always got time for everybody else, but they ain't got time for themselves. Make them realize they need to make time for themselves. Be that example. Learn a new skill, learn something new, be brand new to you. We up out of here. I done rhymed all night and I'm done. I'm not a rapper. I swear I'm not. I'm just saying.
Peace.
I'm just saying. All right, y'all. We out of here. Peace.
That's what he said with Cedric D. Sanders.